Have you kept up with Love is Blind Season 5?
Absolutely not.
This is an absolute shit show. First of all, we got my brother Izzy. Now, he has connections with 3 lucky ladies. Lydia, Johnny, kind of a Love is Blind basic bitch. And then we got Stacy, who's the token blonde. But in the meantime, my son JP, he a firefighter that looks like Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, wait, he's one of the bravest?
He forms an instant connection with Taylor, who's a super cute Southern belle. JP's merchandise is exclusively American flag apparel.
Cowboy alert? Does he give you the vibes that he was there on January 6th?
He did eventually propose. When they first saw each other was a bit awkward. All right, so Izzy is playing the field. Lydia's really into him, but she's a little too overbearing, so he has to cut it off. So now it's really just between Johnny and Stacy. Meanwhile, Johnny is playing the field with Izzy. She's feeling him because he's a munch. And my son Chris. So Johnny determines that Chris, that's who she would usually go for in the real world, and because it's an experiment, she cuts it off with him.
Oh no.
So now she's really starting to open up to Izzy. Izzy gets deep. He tells her that growing up, he was a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, door to door.
In return, Johnny thinks she could be vulnerable. She lets him know that she has dealt with a lot of addiction issues in the past.
Oh.
Does Izzy comfort her?
I mean, I'm sure he didn't.
Izzy pretty much took that and ran away and said that was way too much for him to deal with. He axed out Johnny and he proposes to Stacy.
Johnny trauma dumped, Izzy ran and ran into Stacy's arms. Wow. Tragic story. But yeah, might have ran away too.
So Izzy has to let down Johnny and she's pretty devastated. She learns that Chris in the pods was super devastated about the breakup, and because he was sad, for some reason this made her crawl back to him.
She was looking for a little rebound.
And yes, Chris does come to his senses and says, listen, bitch, I ain't plan B.
A man like Chris deserves way better than that.
So after Lydia is dumped by Izzy, she also seems a little desperate to make a move and a connection. So she rocks with my son Milton, who is a 6'7" engineer, genius, nationally ranked Pokemon player who looks like Miles Garrett. Lydia's 30, Milton's 24.
Oh.
Their bond is over a mutual love of rocks. So Milton is hyped that together they can look at magnemites under his polarizing microscope.
Oh, they on some nerdy shit? Go the fuck off, y'all. I actually appreciate that. And they can get down rocks together? Mazel.
Lydia's best friend in the pods is a beautiful woman named Aaliyah. Aaliyah only has eyes for my brother Uche, who's kind of like the worst possible version of that homie from Bridgerton, and they're only really looking out for each other until they get into a deep talk. Aaliyah reveals that she actually cheated on her ex one time. Not a good look, but Uche is fucking railing her, saying, when did you do this? Why would you do that? Could you believe you did this? Under the fucking interrogation booth. This ain't Guantanamo Bay, this is the pod, stupid.
This ain't jury duty, bye.
Should Uche be that mad? Everyone got a pass.
I feel like dudes will cheat whenever the fuck they feel like it, but they're just appalled when they hear that women cheat.
So they ultimately do reconvene. Everything is going well. It seems like they're on track for a proposal until what's quite possibly the ultimate bombshell in Love is Blind history.
Oh my God.
Let's take it back. Lydia walks into the pod with Uche. He goes, hello. She goes, hi, Uche. Keep in mind, they're through a wall. He said, who is this? She says, you don't recognize my voice? He says, no. She says, it's Lydia. They're exes.
What? Uche and Lydia and had no idea that they were getting on the show together.
The second he says something, she knew. Is that suspicious?
Yeah, well, you really know somebody's voice when you date them and you see them every day and you talk to them all the time.
Why didn't he know her voice?
Because dudes don't give a shit about nothing.
Remember, Lydia said, I see myself in you.
To Aaliyah.
Her best friend who's dating her ex.
Oh my God, she's diabolical, and I'm always rooting for the Latinas. What is she up to?
So Aaliyah goes back. She doesn't know what to think anymore. She tells Lydia that, look, I know. She goes, oh my God, you know? And it seems like it's going to be a nice moment that everyone can move past it. But instead, he has a blue Tesla. He has a house of 3 stories. He has a great job. I know all of his friends. I love his dog. You're going to love him.
Oh my God. But that's calculated to me because she's doing all of that. She knows that's going to turn Aaliyah off. She don't want nobody to be with Uche. Also, what's good with the producers?
Producers said they didn't know.
That's bullshit. Get the fuck out of here.
Lydia and Milton get engaged. Aaliyah and Uche have a real great heart-to-heart. The next day, Uche, he's ready to propose. He walks to the pod, got the ring in his pocket. He walks in, hey, Aaliyah. No response. Producer comes in over the mic. Aaliyah's decided to leave the experiment. Totally! Boom, 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 boom! She's gone.
Lydia scared her.
Uche is set up on a phone call with Aaliyah by the producers. He said, you ran away. What did you do? You weren't thinking about me at all.
Leah made the right call there, getting the fuck out of there.
All right, so let's head to the honeymoon suites. So Milton and Lydia, Izzy and Stacy are fucking. JP, he said maybe 1 or 2 words the entire time. All he said was, yeah,
JP, no personality?
Not only no personality, he's a straight up serial killer. He's scary.
And maybe JP is just realizing that he bit off more than he could chew. And maybe there's someone back home that he's obsessed with.
Rosie the Riveter. He's on the bed in a knockoff FUBU American flag basketball jersey. And he tells her, listen, I gotta be honest with you. You came out for the reveal and you were wearing makeup. I said, that's a fake person. That's not someone I want to be with.
Oh my God. This is the fireman?
Yeah.
We do not thank you for your service. Maybe he wants her to look more like a dude. He hides behind the American flag.
Wait, The American flag is his beard? That's the best call I've ever heard. And rightfully so, they separate for the night. She goes to another room. So they're done. That's it.
Yo, Taylor, you deserve better than that, mama. Don't worry about JP. A real dude is gonna walk around with one of those little wet wipes for your eyes. Toma.
It's time to go to the real world, baby. They regather everyone from the pod squad.
Chris
is back.
Hell yeah.
Johnny and Chris, they're dating now.
Oh!
And she's crying about how great of a guy he is.
Maybe Chris did the right thing by deading her, making Johnny realize that Izzy ain't shit and Chris is really where it's at.
Before that, we see Uche and Aaliyah actually finally meet face to face. It's leading toward the opportunity of them being together. But of course, Uche just builds her up to break her down and interrogate her more and tell her all of the reasons why this can't happen.
I think I fucking hate Uche.
Izzy has darkness behind his eyes. You can see the pain there. He just comes at Johnny for trying to play him and Chris. So he kind of just lambasts her for no reason, then runs back to his boo, Stacy, and is so gassed and hyped. He's like, I'm so happy I got you, baby, and no one else here.
He just strikes me as the type of dude who doesn't know how to make a decision. And once he made one, now he's thinking about what could have been with Johnny. But he needs to be with Stacy and split all her fucking bills with her.
Uche, he pulls up to the pod squad gathering and he confronts her. He said, Lydia, after we broke up, I had a bunch of people hitting me up saying, who is this girl looking at my stories? So he accuses her of stalking him, driving past his house, taking a photo of his house, texting him saying, I see you. His theory that she wasn't over him at all, snuck into his email, found out he was applying to the show, applied for the show, ruined his shot at love, which 100% worked. Turns out, Uche cheated on Lydia while they were together.
Oh my God.
Full circle.
Uche's a piece of shit, man.
She's Matumbo Defensive Player of the Year.
OD blocker. Because Aaliyah, it strikes me that Shorty got some sense, recognizing that Uche was a scumbag and Lydia was a crazy girl and she wanted no parts.
Do Izzy and Stacy make it?
Absolutely not.
What about Milton and Lydia?
I think I like it, right? Because to me, Lydia just wants to be loved. Milton's just like a nerdy dude who probably just wants to settle down with a good girl who's going to have his back and hold his Pokemon binder.
And they could fuck under his polarizing microscope.
Of course.
What about Johnny and Chris?
So I could see Chris and Johnny going the distance at least a couple of months. And Taylor, oh my sweet baby Taylor, go the fuck off with your makeup. Don't listen to nobody. Don't listen to stupid ass Proud Boy, January 6th, JP, Boss Girl Queen. Fuck it up.